Hi, Karen. I am so excited to see you. This is honestly the thing that I've been looking for the most all day because I live in a COVID house and things are a little dark in my house. And so seeing your beautiful face is honestly actually giving me life, like for real. So thank you for that.
Oh my gosh, Katie, you are the sunshine of my life, Minute Maid. And I really am so sorry to hear that you're in a COVID house again.
Again, maybe it's a twice a
Again.
year thing. It's just,
Damn
it's like,
it.
it's okay. I had COVID in September of 2023, again in March of 2024, and now Tyler has it. I actually feel okay, but I'm
Good.
like, and I'm testing negative, but I also feel like I don't know. I'm kind of like I have trepidation about like working out or doing like tomorrow I'm supposed to have a hair appointment and I told my stylist and I was like, I don't have any symptoms and I am testing negative and she's like, it's probably fine. Let me ask my, salon manager. And then she texts me 5 minutes later. She's like, no, no. And I was like, yeah, you shouldn't let me, like I'm fine saying no to that too. Like I'm probably gonna be like in the gutter in like 24 hours. So it's fine. As my friend said over text before we hit record, uh, COVID is the ultimate staycation of 2024. So I'm just trying to embrace staycation vibes right now.
1,000%. And um, mm, yeah, it's still dark.
Still dark. It
It's
is.
it's still
It's
dark. And
hard
I
to be rosy about COVID. It just is.
well, it actually hadn't occurred to me until you mentioned the salon that you have to quarantine too.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, and Tyler's, I mean, he's masked. Like he started masking when he tested positive, but that was,
Mm.
24 hours, almost 48 actually hours after he started feeling bad. So, it's not foolproof. We don't live in like a palatial estate where we don't see each other, and so, the likelihood of me having it is very high. Even, oh my God, I was even having this moment, Karen, where I was like, should I quarantine with the dogs? I don't know. Maybe do dogs get COVID? And then I was like, is it 2020? Like that was something I was definitely
Oh
Googling in
my
2020,
God.
which I don't think they do. I don't know. Now I need to Google it again. What the hell?
I mean, somebody is yelling at their speaker right now. Like, yes, of course they get COVID. I don't know either.
I don't know either. I don't
I
know
mean,
either.
Hollow was sleeping on my face. My cat was sleeping on my face when I had COVID. So,
Yeah,
eh.
maybe. I don't know. So anyway, so that's my life, and I'm thrilled to be doing something normal with you.
Oh, wow. Oh, Katie, I'm somebody's normal. That's very sweet.
You are. You're my totally normal, yes, wonderful friend that I'm thrilled to talk to every single week. Yes. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm great.
Great.
I'm good. I I don't even remember how much I have talked about my wildlife on the pod. At some point I will get super into it, but yeah, just a lot of change, a lot of transition, a lot of big life decisions, and yeah, it's great, but it's a lot. This year has been a fucking lot. A fucking lot 2024. You could have chosen peace, but you didn't. So yeah, I feel like I'm trying to hold and manage all of my emotions around all of the things that are happening.
That's amazing. I witness all of what you're saying,
Yeah.
and I am sending you a huge hug and celebrating you in all of these things. And also, yeah, I love, 2024, you could have chosen peace, but you didn't. Like, I mean, I love that. Well, I don't love that for you, but I also think it's funny that you're able to make light of it. So that's
Oh
amazing.
my gosh. All right. So other than the COVID, how are you doing?
Yeah, other than the COVID, I'm okay. I went to
Mhm.
San Diego over the weekend. Tyler had treated me to a weekend away for my birthday, which was really nice. It was a couple months ago, but the thing that we went to, which was a comedy show, there is this great comic. His name is Shang Wang. It's Shengwang. He's actually awesome. He's so funny, Karen. Like
Oh.
we had seen him on, I think his comedy special on Netflix. It's called Sweet and Juicy or something like that. And it's directed by Ali Wong. He used to open for Ali Wong and now he's become so big that he does his own thing. Seriously, it was amazing. Like it was actually the best. We've seen a lot of stand up. It was the best stand up we've ever seen by far.
Oh my
He
God.
It's interesting because like I'm not against, stand up that mentions sex or has swear words, like who cares? But this guy is totally clean and like it's actually interesting because I feel like there's a level of, not that other people, I'm not trying to talk down about other comics, but like a level of originality and like really good writing that requires like is required for clean comedy like that. And I mean, the funniest, I'm gonna botch this, so I'm not even gonna try, but like the funniest joke that he had, which made me snort laugh, like loud, like it was like noticeable snort laughing, was about leeks, like the vegetable. Like he
Oh.
basically was talking about how leeks are like really muscular green onions. Not funny when I say it, but it's like he was seriously, I mean, it was so funny in the setup. And like I think he's gonna make it into a special. Like I think he's gonna be traveling for the rest of the
Oh.
year and it will of course be turned into a Netflix special because he's becoming pretty big. But yeah, I honestly like really recommend anyone seeing him. I feel like you could bring kids. There was only like a couple jokes that I was like, oh, okay, maybe not kid friendly, but hardly. Like it was honestly really, really good. And he's gonna be going around the country for the next 12 months. And no, I'm not being paid to talk about him because I realize I'm really going on and on. But no, it was great. San Diego was really, really fun. It was nice to be, we stayed in a place called La Jolla, which is a town that's just north of San Diego. It's beautiful. In a hotel near the ocean, which was really, really nice. We went to some nice restaurants. We actually went to this one restaurant though, Karen, and I don't know if you've ever had this situation, but we went to, it was real vibey. Like we
Mm.
found it on I think it was maybe TripAdvisor, and it was like the only time that we could get in was 4:45 because everything else was booked out. And we're like, okay, this is totally our jam because early
Yes.
eating is so my jam. But also, it was like, oh, it must be really good because there is nothing available. It was really good. It was amazing. It's this Mexican place
Ooh.
called Quixote. It's in San Diego. I recommend people go. It's in the middle of the Lafayette Hotel, which is a whole scene. But it was so fucking dark inside. Like it was so dark, Karen, that my eyes, it took 10 minutes to adjust. I was like, I was walking down these stairs and I was like, I'm gonna die. Like where? Like I'm like, can only people with like I don't know, really good optic nerves walk in there. Like there needs to be some sort of disclaimer because like it's super like like it's very cool
Mm.
and you're kind of in a church but you're not, and there's like a Virgin Mary near your table which you're like, is that weird? I don't know, but it's all very like, like really cool. Like you feel like you're in the middle of like Oaxaca and it's like, oh, I'm so cool having my amazing guac, which by the way the guac was amazing and so was the margarita, but I was like, I can't read the fucking menu. Like I was like, like I mean, and my cell phone, what is it? My cell phone, flashlight is not bright enough. Like it was so dark.
Oh.
It was dark. Have you ever been in restaurants like that? I'm like, am I cool enough to be here? I don't think so.
Oh my God. I there is a bar in Chicago. It's like it's actually a Grant Actions bar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Aviary. And they're like known for these creative, I may have mentioned it before. They're known for their
No.
like very creative alchemy cocktails, like the kind of shit where they like bring you your cocktail and it's in a beaker and it's got a paper bag above it and the server pierces the paper bag and it's a lavender cloud. I am not playing.
Wow.
And you're supposed to inhale it before you drink your $25 10 years ago drink. I'm sure it's $40 now,
Oh my God.
but it is aggressively dark in there.
Wow. I mean, but you have to be able to see the needle that pierces the bag that has the lavenders. I mean, that's so intense. Oh my
Oh
God.
yeah. Right. And like, so I have a friend who is too vain to wear glasses. And so
Oh.
like every dining experience is like you and I in a super dark place. And so she just now does this thing like to the server, well, what do you like?
Oh
What's
yeah, that's a good
your
one.
favorite?
Mm-hmm.
She can't read shit on the menu.
But but you can't say yes to glasses, even though glasses I feel like are a good look. I mean, we're both wearing glasses. I think we look amazing.
I agree. She's not into it. She either has her
Oh.
children read her the menu, and if they're not there, she just full on is just like, you just surprise me.
Yeah, I'll just take whatever you recommend. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I will say that I did have also a feminist moment as
Ooh.
part of my appetizer ordering, which I did think of you. And I have to like tell you about it because our server, he was fine. He was the interim server for our server who was late because I feel bad for her that she probably wasn't supposed to be there until 5 p.m., but we were there at 4:45. So, like, whatever. And so basically he's like, yeah, I'm just gonna take I'm like there's someone else who's gonna come who, by the way, she was fantastic. He was,
Oh,
I think, no offense to him, but a busser that was doubling as a server. And so like he was like, oh, would you like anything to start? And I was like, yeah, the guacamole and chips. And he was like, oh, okay, well, there's other things too that like you can and I was like, all right,
wait,
dude,
are you
way
serious?
to downsell. And then but I was like, fuck it, I want the fucking guacamole. I was starving, Karen. I was so fucking hungry. So then there was like this, it was like a blue crab in a donut, one of those fancy appetizer situations, the shared plates where they're like, you should have 10 each, and each one is like $30. And you're just like, yeah, even though like each one is actually the size of an entree, whatever. Anyway, so the thing is that like Tyler, the guy was kind of awkward. Like he was like, okay, well, if you want to start with guac or, whatever. And so then I was like, I actually am really hungry. I wouldn't mind starting also with this blue crab donut thing. And I was like, but Tyler, do you want that? And like, it was just weird. I don't know. I think Tyler thought it was weird too. It was just like this weird energy. And
Mm.
and the guy was like, well, do you want me to come back? And Tyler's like, yeah, why don't you come back and then we'll order more appetizers? And I was like, no. I'm like, I want my blue crab donut.
No.
Exactly. I was like, I don't want to just start with guac and chips. I want my blue fucking crab. I didn't say fuck, but I was like, no, I actually want it at the same time as the guac and chips. And I really felt like I was putting a stake in the ground, Karen, because I was like, no, I'm not going to wait to be mansplained by my husband of what appetizers are appropriate to order at which time with this really awkward server. Anyway, I'm like getting pretty ramped up right now. Really, the point is, awkward guy left and Tyler just started laughing. He's like, wow, you were really aggressive about, or he didn't say aggressive. He's like, you really want the blue crab donut? I'm like, yeah, I do. And he's like, okay, that's fine. And I was like, yeah, it is. It's fine. Don't tell me what to order when. Mm-mm.
Listen, the most dangerous place in the world to be is between a hangry woman and appetizer.
Yes,
Like,
it's so
Tyler,
true.
just please have a little self-preservation.
Seriously. He was shocked. I seriously, the guy he was grabbing the menus and I was like, actually, no, I want it. I'm like, because I kept having this like internal struggle of like, oh, I'm just going to go along with the group. And then
Nope.
I'm like, fuck that. Anyway, speaking up for myself,
Mm-mm.
it was a win in my
Oh,
column. Yeah.
yes. You are an inspiration
Thank you.
because who among us has not been at a restaurant starving and you just bring me food right now. I know this is not how it goes. I need you to bring the food now. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to have pleasantries. I don't want to know. No, I don't want to have something else besides water. I need you to bring me some articles of food right now. And
Yes.
we don't do it because we're nice Midwestern ladies and we just like sit. No. Mm-mm.
Mm-mm, mm-mm. Also, can we have a moment for the fact that a lot of nice restaurants right now are not serving bread? What the fuck? I'm like I am so annoyed by that. Like you have to order bread and it's like $10 because it's
Oh,
like artisanal focaccia with the sea salt and the what. Okay, maybe not $10, but like $6 is a lot for bread. And I'm like, dude, what happened to the days when, and I know gluten, but like still, I'm like, I just need all the food. If I'm at a restaurant, I would like to be eating immediately.
immediately, immediately. I mean, we have become bougie foodies and we
Correct.
knock on chain restaurants, but not for nothing is the Olive Garden one of the best restaurants in America, like most popular restaurant. I mean, you sit down and the soup, salad, and breadsticks just happen for you.
You're so right, Karen, and I so appreciate you mentioning that because I have an Olive Garden 4 miles from my house that I've never been to because I'm a bougie
Oh,
bitch. And so I
oh
should
no.
totally go. I should totally go.
Oh, I kind of need you to go and report back because I could not tell you the last time I ate at one, but the last time I did go, because I believe there is one in the entire city of Chicago.
Wow, really? Oh,
Ooh,
wow.
there might be two. There might be two in Chicago anyway. It was just this like kitschy, like, oh my gosh, let's be like, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
rather than the like very earnest, like, no, I really want to fuck up some soup salad and breadsticks right now. Like,
It's like, oh my God, this is so cute and retro. Oh my God, we did this in
yes.
1997. It's so great. No, it's actually when you're like, no, I'm fucking hungry and I want some breadsticks.
I
Even though
really,
I can remember the taste of those breadsticks so well.
oh my gosh. And the saltiest minestrone soup you've ever eaten in your entire life.
Correct. All salt, three vegetables. Like basically some broth, but mostly salt. You wake up the next day and your face is just exploded. But good. Really good. No, totally.
Oh my God. Like your fingers swell and you're like, I
Yeah.
don't know what's going on. Oh,
Just had some soup. I thought I was healthy. No. I mean, I have to be honest, I had an unfortunate food poisoning incident when I was like 20
uh,
maybe at an Olive Garden in East Lansing and but you know what? I should give
uh,
them another try because it's been a while. That's a long time
um,
ago. Maybe I was 19. Oh my God, I was so young. So I'm sure that it was, yeah. Anyway,
damn.
I know, but I do want to report back, Karen. Like, I don't know if I can convince Tyler to go to Olive Garden, but he doesn't have to come. I can go and order my own fucking appetizers by myself. Like, right?
There will be nobody to tell you when, how, judging your blue crab donut, none of that.
No, none of it. I'm gonna have to work on this in therapy because I have there's a charge behind this. I feel a charge. There's some energy. Okay. Deep breaths. Anyway, speaking of working through stuff, perfect seamless segue
Yes,
into our
Katie.
topic today. Oh my God, look at us.
Oh, that was really good. So, okay, so the origin story is a couple weeks ago, and I don't remember why we were talking about journaling a couple weeks ago. And it was like, oh, should we talk about that on the pod? And it was like, I feel like that needs to be its own episode because there's something like I do something very cutesy with my journals, but I feel like yours is like much better.
Oh God, what? No, I want to hear yours too. I mean, I just love the idea of talking about journaling and about
Yes.
how just journaling, I guess. I don't even know what to fill in that sentence with. I just feel like there's
Yeah.
so like I guess one thing that would be helpful maybe to start with, Karen, is like how did you start journaling? Because journaling legitimately for me started when I was so young that it like made me want to be a journalist. Like that's actually it like led
Mm.
directly into my career. But like did you journal when you were a kid or like how yeah, what was it like
That's
when
that's fascinating to think about. Yes, because I did journal when I was a kid. I mean, I had a diary, right?
yeah,
And I
exactly.
started every entry G or diary and yeah, the
Oh.
whole thing. Yes, right? And like I will uh I'm not gonna think of it now, but I feel like there was some girl focused children's series that we all read and the main character had a journal and that's why I had
Oh.
one. I
Oh.
don't it's not Anne of Green Gables or Sweet Valley fucking High or I don't remember, but yeah, that is so interesting that journaling made you want to be a journalist.
Oh, 100%. Like it was
Wow.
like I mean that's so cool that you did it too. I don't think I knew about the like the person that or like the book that would
Mhm.
have made me journal, but like when I was too young, I feel like I might have talked about this on the pod, but like when I was too young to write, literally like when I was like 2 or 3, I used to dictate to my mom and she would write like what I would say. And it was like
Mm.
everything from like, I had a piece of pizza today to I have to go to the bathroom by. And then I would come back. The sad part is that like I have those journals, but they're all ripped to shreds because I like would have gotten mad. I don't even know. I don't remember honestly, but like I think, I mean, I was also 3 or 4, like I would have, I would never have been like, when I'm 43, I would really glean a lot of information and insight for my therapy sessions by reading my fucking 3-year-old journals. But
Yes.
hindsight's 2020. But anyway, so I ended up the same way as you, like Dear Diary. I had like diaries that had locks on them and like that kind of stuff.
Yes.
But I just loved writing. Like I just loved the whole concept of writing. And I think I was like, oh, how can I do this? And then it kind of like, you know, spiraled into that. But I will say that I stopped when I went to college. Like I stopped.
Mm.
And I really haven't. It's only recently, which is definitely what I want to talk about, that I've like started again. And like, I mean, it's been spotty, but have you always like forever? Do you have like volumes?
I do. And I feel like I have some of them. I have some of them from when I was younger. And I definitely have gaps where I wasn't doing it. So, another question for you. So, I will say, okay, quick aside, I have journals. And then I always have a random notebook
Oh,
next to me. Here, I'll show you the one I have right now. It's from Walmart and it's beautiful and it was $7 and it's my favorite.
what? It's actually really cute. Oh my God.
Isn't it?
Wait, it's
Um,
actually like super cute. Okay, listeners, it says notes on it and it has a bunch of really cute flowers. I kind of want to go to
Flowers.
Walmart. Wow.
It's
Nice.
adorable. It's just like ideas I have for things or notes for meetings, or sometimes I use it like to kind of write down my to-do list for the day. Like half the sheet is like, here are my meetings, and then here are the things I want to get done today. Like I feel like I like having this like physical notebook,
Yeah.
but I have stopped journaling in a physical notebook. And my question for you, I feel like you are actually like pen
Oh.
to paper.
Right now I am. Are you journaling
Ooh.
on the computer? Is that where you're journaling?
Mhm.
Oh my
And
gosh,
sometimes on
tell
my
me, like,
phone.
how does this on your phone?
Oh yeah.
Oh, oh, please share. How does this even work? This is fascinating to me because
Oh
I
yeah.
think as fast as I write, but I don't like think as fast as I type. And so like it's very
Mhm.
effective for me to type my thoughts, but if I'm like handwriting stuff, I'm like four sentences ahead and I'm like, what am I thinking about? Like I just forget.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So I right now, and please don't nobody at me about the security. I don't. If the Notion staff is reading my diary, it's fine. But so it's Notion, which is like a note-taking app. I used to use Evernote,
Oh yeah.
and then Evernote got bought, and they started charging you for everything. And I was like, later for you.
Ew.
So I use Notion, and I will admit that one of the things I love about Notion is that you can add an emoji and a cover to all of your like pages in Notion. I
Oh.
just love Notion. It's like I went down this YouTube rabbit hole of like people who have these very elaborate Notion boards and all the things, but like I love it. And so yeah, I pick an emoji. Sometimes I let like Notion pick a random emoji and cover. Sometimes I upload pictures and yeah,
Wow.
I just love it. Yeah, so it makes it really cool when I open this folder I have them all in to like look at all these emojis and
Oh
yeah.
my gosh. So wait, can you open it and can you flip through it like you would a journal or like how does the interface
Yeah.
or do you like go to different like you have like a different entry per day or like how does that work?
Mhm. Oh, yes. I have a different entry per day. So, yeah, it's a different page per day. I have a folder and then different pages for every day.
Wow. And do you do it every single day?
When I'm really stressed, I do. Or if I
Totally.
luck, yeah. But I haven't. What's interesting is that, like, I feel like I've been so tired at the end of the day. I usually journal, like, I journal a lot at the end of the day, and I'm just not able to even capture what I'm thinking at the end of the day right now.
Totally. It's like mush brain at the point.
Yes.
Yeah. That's so interesting. I love the concept of Notion. I'm gonna have to look it up. And do you put it on your computer or is it on your phone or do you both do both?
It's both.
Oh.
Yeah. So the Notion app is also much well, I guess it's the same as the Evernote app, but the Notion app is great. And then yeah, it just syncs to I have an app on my computer too, I think.
And it's free.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's really cool. And then okay, so this might be getting too detailed, but like, do you find that when you're journaling, is it like stream of consciousness or is it like one topic or is it like, do you try to have themes or is it just like
Mm.
whatever's coming to you in your head at that moment or what
It
you're
is what
working through or whatever?
exactly. Yeah. It's whatever I'm thinking about, whatever I'm working through. Sometimes I use it to calm down.
Yeah.
Right. And I think the thing I mentioned to you, why one of the reasons we want to talk about it is that like so most days when I remember to journal, the title of my journal entry for the day is a song lyric.
Oh, yes, that's right. This is so interesting to me that you're so creative. This is amazing.
So it's the right now the format I do is the song lyric, then a colon, and then the day and the date.
Wow. And is the song lyric related to what you'll write about, or is it just like anything and it doesn't have to be like exactly related? Obviously, no one's like
Yeah.
correcting your
Right.
grammar or like being like, this is not on brand. Like,
Right. These don't match. Your headline doesn't match your story.
yeah, exactly. What's happening to your lead? Exactly.
Yeah, sometimes it's just like sometimes I have a song in my head, an earworm song in my head. Sometimes it is related.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I love looking back and being like, "Oh my God, I remember when I was totally obsessed with that song or like that part of that song or yeah,
Wow, I love that. I love that
it's
so
fun."
much. And like so you always journal in the evenings though, like before you go to bed.
Um, Usually sometimes throughout the day, like a lot of times at night, but sometimes, like I said, during the day, if I'm just like going through it and I just need a place to capture what I'm thinking so that I don't, yeah, just to calm myself down. And I feel
Yeah.
like during a time of a lot of conflict, it has helped me not curse somebody out via text in a way that would not be helpful. I have
Yes.
gone to, do you know what I'm saying?
Yes. Very, very acutely know what you're saying. Yes.
Like, I'm not gonna go there. I'm gonna close WhatsApp and I'm gonna go journal about
Mm.
that thing.
Uh-huh. Yes. Such a healthy way. It's a healthy outlet. You can say whatever you want in your journal.
My gosh. Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Totally. Oh my God. Okay. Well, thank you for explaining that. I mean, I don't even know where to start with mine. So I guess I can just tell you what I've been doing lately, which actually has changed a little bit, but like I guess it was, let me think. It was like a couple months into this year ish. I was like, I really, really wanted to get back into watercolor painting. And by get back into it, really, I just mean start it because I did it for like 6 minutes 7 years ago. But anyway, so I have all these paints and like, supplies and
Oh.
whatever. And one of them is like one of the supplies is like a watercolor painting sketchbook, I guess. It's like really thick paper. I got it at Michael's. And so I went to Michael's and I went back to Michael's because I was like, I want this to be my journal, even though the pages are super, super thick cardstock. And I was like, this is so, like, my immediate response was like, this is so extravagant and like totally irresponsible because like there are only maybe 150 pages on this in this journal. And it's not even a journal. It's supposed to be for like gorgeous, you know, water. And I'm like, stop, Katie. You can just do whatever the fuck you want. It's fine. So I go back to Michael's. I get some like really nice pens that are almost like brush pens. Like they're like really fancy
Ooh.
pens. And and so then I opened it up and that day I found myself doing this thing that I had never done before, which is basically drawing my feelings,
No,
which
Katie, what?
yeah, which I was like, what the fuck is this? And so I can't really describe it, but like I have found over the past few years that like always what is it? Processing with like story and with words is not always A helpful to me and B effective because it's like
Mm.
sometimes I just have to focus on art or I have to focus on music or I have to focus on body movement like my dance or whatever in order to get things out that like are not easily digestible in a fucking like story that has a beginning, middle and an end because life is messy. And so I just started like kind of drawing and it wasn't that I was drawing anything specific, but it was like lines and circles and whatever. And then I was like, oh, that's interesting. And then I started writing how I felt along the lines. And like
Oh.
it was just kind of this concept of like it was I mean it was legible, but it wasn't like someone if they opened it they would be like what is this? But it's also like that was just my brain that day. And so I was like, "Huh, that actually felt kind of nice." And I was like that is different and it like took the pressure off of me to have like a 5 paragraph essay, which is obviously not what I usually do with my journaling, but you get it. So then the next day I did the same thing and then when I was on my trip in Europe, I did it almost daily. And it was really interesting because some of the drawings were like shitty lines. Like they were like angry, like, whatever, like just like throwing whatever I don't know, like shapes on a page. And then some days it was like all these beautiful loops and like, oh my God. And like, this is such a great, whatever. So then like interspersed in that, like I'll write an actual narrative page if I need to or whatever. And so yeah, that has been interesting. I kind of stopped doing it recently. I've been going through some stuff. And a friend of mine was like, do you journal? And I was like, oh, I was. And I haven't really I actually haven't told anyone about this whole art thing. And so I'm happy to talk about it here. Um, but then I was like, I don't know. And so a friend of mine was like, hey, do you want to do the Artist's Way with me? So are you familiar with the
Mm.
Artist's Way with Julia Cameron?
Oh my gosh, I own multiple versions of workbooks and the book and the thing, and I still have never done it.
Oh my gosh, I love you for that, Karen. Seriously, that makes I mean, I think I mean, I love that you're like we are the same person because I do the exact same thing. I have the 25th anniversary book, The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron, and
Same.
I have like I think I might have one of the workbooks, and I have so many books that I purchased. This is just one of many that I purchased that I think are going to just seep into my brain through osmosis, and I don't ever do anything with them. So my friend, she comes out to visit, and she was like, "Hey, would you ever want to do The Artist's Way?" And of course, I know so many people who've done it. I know so many. Okay, so for people who are listening who are like, "What the fuck is The Artist's Way?" Google it. The Artist's Way is so there's a woman named Julia Cameron. I'll just make this really quick, but basically she is a writer. She started, or I don't remember what her profession was before writing, but anyway, she did these creativity workshops in like the late 70s. That was like not done. Like it was never a thing. And basically um she had two hallmarks to her workshops. One was that you had to write something that she calls morning pages, which is 3 pages of like handwritten longhand, like in a journal, like physically, 3 pages of just like what am I trying to say? Like just whatever comes to your brain. Like it literally or
Mm.
nothing that comes to your brain. If you're like, I hate this morning page and you just write that over and over for 3 pages, it's fine. Or like there is a dog that's passing my door. Like, who cares? It's like you're not trying to do something, fabulous. You're just like doing a brain dump of whatever it is. Anyway, and then so you do that every single day. And then the other thing that she recommends in her creativity workshops is the thing called artist dates, which basically means that like you take yourself for like an hour a week or whatever on something that is only for you, that gives you inspiration. It could be anything. It could be like going for a walk in your neighborhood. It could be taking a bath. It could be going to the Modern Art Museum, whatever.
Mm.
Anyway, so that became the Artist's Way, and now it's a book, and there's all the and now it's been out forever, and like people swear by it, and the whole idea being that like when you do the morning pages and you honor yourself by taking an artist date once a week, that like you're basically clearing the cobwebs for like creativity to come through that wouldn't normally come through because we're all living in the cobwebs. Anyway, and so I was like, all right, fine, great, I'll try it. So I do it. I start doing
Ooh.
it in San Diego actually last weekend. And oh my God, Karen, I was like flying. I was like, this is amazing. I'm so fucking creative. I feel so
Yay!
incredible. So that was 5 days ago. So now that I have
Okay.
to do it
Cool, cool,
every
cool.
day, I'm like, I'm basically writing the word fuck over and over in
Mm.
my 3 pages. I'm like, I don't want to do this. This is not very much fun. I woke up at 6:45 for this because I have to do other shit at 7:15. How long does it take to write 3 pages? That tree is green. Like, what the hell? Like, is
Ah,
this doing anything? And so anyway, I'm having a moment with my artist way thing. I'm 5 days in, already hate it. Probably gonna love it at some point. I think this is also part of it. You're supposed to do it for 12 weeks. Long time.
oh,
Yeah.
right. Okay. Yes. All right. So, okay, it's a journey.
It's a journey. Exactly. I feel like that was a total monologue. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk. I'm sorry it
Oh
took
my
so long.
gosh.
Yes.
No, I just am like, I don't know that I've ever had a conversation with somebody who's done it. I feel like I've had conversations with people who have intended to do it.
Yes.
I guess actually, no, I think my friend Javesia has done it, but like, so what's interesting is that in the spring, and I'm gonna do it in the fall. I'm saying it here to hold myself accountable. I did the Feminist Writer Society
Oh, yeah.
meetups, and
Yes.
so um we did something. I think something there was something we were saying something about the morning pages, and my friend who's done it said that she now also has evening pages.
Oh. That's cool.
Yes. I think there's also evening pages, but that Julia Cameron is like very strict that you have to do it analog. Like you cannot, she's very against you doing it digitally in any way,
I
which I
just
think is interesting.
I think that's interesting, but I wonder why. Is she just like
Yeah.
old school? I don't know, because I just feel like in my opinion, if you are making an effort to be creative, that is something to be celebrated, however the fuck it turns it in like out. It's like yesterday I was
Yes.
in therapy and I was talking to my therapist and I was like, "Oh my God, I only wrote 2 paragraphs." And she's like, "Celebrate that. At least you did anything." And I was like, "You're right." Like I don't think like what kills my creativity is like negative self-talk and like all that
Oh, yeah.
shit. And so it's like, okay, maybe Julia Cameron, you're right. She's very, very like prescriptive. And like
Mm.
maybe that works for some people, but not so much for me.
Yeah. Well, and there should never be a one size fits all approach to anything.
Totally. Totally.
Like the majority of people who she's worked with or who had read this and whatever, it works for them. But if it doesn't, like, not everybody's brain is wired the same way. I feel like, yeah, just this whole idea that, like, you have to squeeze your brain into this box that she's created is very old school.
It's very old school, great metaphor. And also, I appreciate what she's doing, but I also am like, I'm not gonna squeeze myself into your box, bitch. And so I'm grateful for your 20th anniversary book that I'm now on page 14 of.
Oh,
Hopefully I
yeah.
get to 15. I mean, gosh, Karen, like it's very spiritual. That's the thing that is like
Mm.
interesting. Like she sees creativity as a spiritual practice, which I appreciate and I get it. It's kind of serious, but it's like I also think that, it's something to try. What the hell, you know?
I mean, and I appreciate the like jumpstart nature of it. Like,
Yeah.
resets are very important, jump starts are important. Like, yeah, okay, maybe you've inspired me. I mean, it's in one of these boxes around here. Like,
I
yeah,
honestly wonder how many people have it who are listening that are like, "Oh shit, maybe I should." I mean, for sure. P.S. If you have Spotify Premium, it is free on Audible. So, you can just listen.
I was just about to say, yes, I have Spotify Premium and I have even gotten the audiobook and I got like two wispy words in. I don't know if it's her doing it, but it's this very like you're walking along a stream. Like it's a little much.
Yeah.
Like the voice, like the tone of it is a audiobooks are tricky for me. Anyway, that's a whole other pod, but
Ugh, audiobooks are so hard for me. I downloaded my very first audiobook a couple years ago. It's Born a Crime by Trevor Noah, which I've heard is
um,
unbelievable. Super interested to read it. I love Trevor Noah. P.S. A great podcast with Trevor Noah as a guest. It's
oh,
called Blocks. Neil Brennan, another whatchamacall, comedian. He has this
hmm.
podcast. I've only listened to a couple, but he had Trevor Noah on. It was like unbelievable. It's very recent. You can just look
Ooh.
up Blocks. Anyway, the point is that like, I seriously, I mean, I think Trevor Noah is like a dynamic person. I like his voice, like all the things. I was seriously on a plane and I fell asleep in like minute one and a half. One and a half. Like, I was like, I just can't. Like, I can't listen to
Mm-mm.
audiobooks and me don't mix. I wish they did. I really do. I wish they did.
You and I are the same
I
person.
think we are. I really do. Separate at birth. But we found each other, Karen. Yay.
It's true. Oh, the universe. I tell you,
Yeah.
yeah. I also struggle. And yeah, I feel like I'm trying to remember if we talked about like going back to read journals. Now I'm thinking about the journal conversation again. Like
Mm.
I enjoy, and I don't know how far back my digital ones go, but I sometimes have enjoyed going back and reading at certain points in my life because I am a really insightful bitch when shit is going down.
Really? Oh my
Yeah.
God, tell me about this experience.
Oh my
I
gosh, like
Please.
challenging times in my life, I have had so many epiphanies. It's just, like changes your brain chemistry going through some shit, and
For sure.
right? And so yeah, I have enjoyed how smart I have been after certain things happening. And slash there's also a lot of cringe in there.
Oh yeah. I love
Lots of
that you
cringe.
find insightful things in your journals. I struggle to go back in my journals because I find that my life sounds so much worse than it ever does in my head. Because I'm like, "Oh my God, was it that bad?" Like, it's like, I think I have a tendency to write only when, like what you said, like when things are super stressful or super bad, or I have to, like, I'm not writing like, "Today was perfect. I loved all of the sunshine and 3 birds that passed me on my walk." What the No, I'm not writing that shit. Even though I
Mm-mm.
wish I did. I really genuinely wish I did, and that I think is a point in the positive column for artists, the artist way, and doing morning pages, because if you are in a good mood, you're going to write about your good mood. And like, it would be nice for me to have some documentation of good moods.
Oh my gosh.
Legit, for real. Yeah. But yes,
Yeah.
I love your idea of like the concept that you have insight. Yeah, for sure.
And it is, again, I haven't done the artist way, but there's a there's a good chunk of time where I was writing every single day.
Wow.
And so, yes, I was able to capture like dark, dark times and like, oh, today was awesome. And here's what happened. And here's why it was great. Like,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, but you only capture that. You're right. You only get that if you treat it like a practice and you do it every day. And it's not just something you reach for when things are bad.
Exactly. It's like been like a teeny tiny life raft for me most of the time.
Yeah.
It's like, but I actually have had a few moments before I started the Artist's Way within the past couple of months where I will be in such a good expansive mood and I'm like, "Oh
Mm.
my God, I should totally write about this." And then I look at my journal and then I'm like, I'm gonna shop online." So, and like, it's a missed opportunity, and I don't want to be mean to myself, but I wish that I had, because like, it's helpful when you're going through shit to look at like, "Oh, you know what? Actually, I was really happy like 4 days ago." Ha, who knew?
Right, exactly.
Yeah. I'll keep you posted on how the Artist Way goes.
Please do.
Yeah, I mean, you're
Oh my
basically
gosh.
doing it, Karen, with Notion, honestly. You don't even have to crack the book. You're a pro.
I can listen to it. Oh God. I mean, I want you to do your morning pages at Olive Garden.
Knock on the door at 6:30. "Excuse me. I will have your salt soup, please." Like, yeah, like,
And I'd like the bread salt lick, the liquid salt lick, and the lettuce salt lick, please.
totally. All the salt licks. If I said that to the server, they'd be like, "What?"
Be
Oh
like,
my
oh yeah, soup,
gosh.
salad, and breadsticks. I got you.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God. I mean, I do think that I should make an effort. Okay, here's what I'll do. I will promise, well, I will aspire, I'm afraid to say
Mm.
promise, that I will go to Olive Garden before the end of the year. I'm giving myself a long leash.
Oh my gosh.
It's only 3 miles away. But I'm like, I think I need to go. Okay, so here's the thing. I actually kind of, now that I had this whole appetizer conversation, I kind of want to go without Tyler or without anyone and do some morning pages at fucking Olive Garden and then report back. Which means that it might not happen right away. But yeah, not that I don't have autonomy over my life, but I just right now we have
I,
COVID, so
ah. I mean, I also feel like, morning pages could be like one of the first things you do in the day. You get to Olive Garden at 11.
Yes.
I mean, when I'm assuming they open, I don't really know.
Right. Totally. 11:01 knocking on the door. Yeah. I'm here for a Chardonnay and some salt licks. Please. All the shard.
Oh my God.
Oh my, this is happening. It's happening before the end of 2024, Karen. I mean, hold me to it. Listeners, you too. I'm doing it.
Oh my gosh.
There's no excuse, honestly. It really is literally 3 miles from my house, I think. I don't know. I hope it's still open. I think it is. People love
God,
Olive Garden.
I know.
Yeah. All right. Well, this has been super fun, Karen. Thank you for the
Thank
laughs.
you.
Thank you for talking about journals and all the things. And yeah, everybody, we hope that you enjoyed. Sorry there's no music at the end, the drum beat thing at the end. When we say we'll see you next week, you just go to your next podcast. Sorry. Like,
All right. Well,
I can't
here we
figure
are.
it out on the editing software someday. But yeah. So anyway, but thanks everybody for joining. We'll see you next week.